Hey guys, it's Roy here from rwoko12 and epicdroid.com, bringing to you today a review video on the LG-128 Smartwatch. The LG-128 Smartwatch is a watch from Banggood.com. It is an entry-level device and it is priced at $40, so a little bit less than $40 currently. The name is a little bit misleading, or the model number is a little bit misleading. It is not made by the company LG Electronics. It is not made by the people who made the LG Watch Urbane or the Nexus 5X or the LG G5. It is made by some Chinese company. I can't read the name because it's in Chinese and I don't read or speak Chinese, but what I can tell you, it is a entry-level device. For the $40 you get a lot of bang for your buck. It's a pretty nifty little watch and it has a lot of cool highlights that I'm going to go over today as far as the pros and the cons. So let's dive into that, see what we've got, and you guys can make a decision for yourself. So here we have the LG-128 Smartwatch. It came with a set of instructions as well as came in a box, but it also came with the micro USB charging cord. It came with a screen protector that they pre-applied for me. As you can see here with the screen protector, it doesn't quite fit the device as well as it should. It is a nice screen protector. It's not a super crazy sturdy one, but it does the job and it does it relatively well. The device itself, the strap on it is a rubber strap. It is a nicely constructed rubber strap. It's nice and thick. It can bend it and it fits the wrist very well. I don't have any concerns about it tearing or getting caught on anything. One thing I did notice, as you can see, there are little specks on it. That's all dust and lint from sitting on my desk here. My desk is not normally dusty or linty, but this does seem to pick it up very well. So that is one thing to be aware of, is that the watch band does attract dust, it does attract lint. It does fit the wrist very well. And put that on here real quick. And it does have the different sizes there, so you can put it to a skinny wrist like mine, or you can fit it on a slightly larger wrist without too much problems. I do like the fact that it has two of these wrist band holders, whatever those are called. It holds them very well. One of my complaints about most watches with a style like this is that they only have one of those, and when you put the one on, it either slides down towards the end and the thing pops out, or it doesn't hold it down flat so it catches on stuff. But as you can see here, the two of them work together very nicely. So the watch, you turn it on with the power button here, and we'll show you what that looks like. So you have the power button, you have a micro USB charging port. It's covered by a little rubber flap there. You can open that and charge it. You can take that off. Now the back of the phone, the watch is removable, and inside you have the battery. There is a SIM card slot as well as the micro SD slot. You put that right back on. And it does go on. When you put it on, you want to make sure and push the sides down so it clicks in there correctly. You can hear that little snap as it goes on. You have to do it on both sides. There we go. So if you don't get it on right, it doesn't fit, and so you just need to make sure you get it on tight so that it helps protect the device. Then you can turn it on by pressing the power button. It starts up very quickly. While it's starting up here, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So it does support a SIM card. It takes the GSM bands of 850, 900, 1800, and 1900. It does have the ability to make phone calls with the SIM card. It does do the hands-free calling, which of course it does hands-free because it's a watch. It has call recording, it has a phone book. You can synchronize your phone book as well as your text messages with another device, or you can use the SIM card in it to send messages and to receive them. It also comes in several different colors. I believe it came in a gold, silver, whitish, it was either white or pink, and then black. It comes with 128 megs of onboard storage and then 64 megs of RAM. It does support, again, the SD card that you saw a second ago up to 32 gigs. I did try it with a 64 gig and it didn't have any issues with it. It may just be that particular SD card, but it worked for me. The screen is 1.5 inches. It's actually a little bit less than it was, like 1.45. It is a capacitive screen and it has a resolution of 240 by 240. So the watch itself, you turn it on and it has several different watch faces. You can change those watch faces with the tap on it. This one's my favorite. It looks most like my watches that I normally prefer. You can click it, turn it off, turn it on again. To change the screens or go to your menus, you swipe down, or you can swipe up. There is a tools. This is a quick menu that pops these up. You can just tap that and it gives you access to a couple of the apps that are on it quickly, and you can also add new ones in your settings. So if you go into menu, there is the messaging app. This messaging app, again, it does send messages on its own if you have a SIM card in it, and then it also has a SIM card or a Bluetooth sync that will let you see your messages and get them from your other device on the watch. So then it has the Bluetooth menu, it has a dialer, a phone book, Bluetooth dialer, call logs, remote notifier, remote capture. The remote capture is a camera app where you can synchronize it with your device to set the trigger to record or take a picture. Also has the anti-lost, so you can pair it with your device in order to find it. If you happen to leave your phone at your desk and you get up and walk away, you have the ability to track that down. Has a settings app, the pedometer, the sleep monitor, the sedentary reminder. I know I'm not saying that right, but basically it's your I'm sitting too long reminder. Now, it's not like the Fitbit where it recognizes you've been sitting too long. It just sets a 30-minute timer or whatever time you set, telling you to get up and check to move if you need to move. There is also this quick response app. That quick response app I'm going to show you real quick. In the directions, they are written in English, but it is a Chinese to English translation, and as most Chinese to English translations go, it is kind of a tough one. And it tells you to look for a QR code to scan in order to set up the app to receive notifications on your watch with your paired device. I could not find those anywhere, so I looked. I looked for it online, was not able to find anything, and was getting really frustrated. And I don't remember how I found it, but I stumbled on that app, opened it up, and I realized what I was supposed to do. So when you get to that point, make sure you scan the app from this quick response app. Scan the QR code from this quick response app, and it'll get you to the app. It'll download it, and it'll pair it, and you'll be good to go. There's a smart search, there's an alarm, a calendar, profiles, themes, audio player, sound recorder, camera, video recorder, and image viewer, video player, browser, SIM toolkit, file manager, calculator, FM radio, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Some of the apps, like Facebook and WhatsApp, as well as the internet browser, they do require the SIM card be in it so that you have service in order to be able to use them. Other apps, like the messaging and the phone dialer, you can use those through a Bluetooth device. One thing I did happen to notice is that the audio quality on this thing is amazing. I was expecting a really tinny, terrible sound, and I will say it is a little bit tinny, but nowhere near as what I expected. When I was using it, I was trying to test it out, and someone called me, and my son was helping me test it out. He was testing it as his spy camera, using the camera on it and the camcorder, and as he was testing it, I got a phone call, and he went ahead and he answered it on the watch, and I could hear the woman from across the room, and it was very clear. The clarity was awesome. I do apologize to her because my son thought it was the funniest thing in the world and started making grunting noises at the phone, and it was just really awkward. But it worked well. We were able to talk to her. It did pick up my voice really well. She heard it. She also heard the grunting in the background. That did not go over too well, but it was great. So then we also have the remote notifier. So remote notifier, that will not work until you do the QR code in order to get the app to set it up. From what I understand, there are other apps than the one that you download using that QR code that will work. However, I did not have any success with the other app, so I would recommend using the one that you get with the QR code. The remote capture, I already showed you that one. The anti-lost, that's if you lose your phone. What am I looking for? Sorry. Oh, the camera. So here you have the camera, and the camera itself, it has a nice resolution for the quality. So there we can see my little billboard of stickers and things that I've gotten at different events. And as you can see, it is a little bit slow to update, but the quality of the picture is actually relatively good. You take the picture, and presto, you're good to go. And then it shows you a preview of the picture. You hit back to go back. And so, as you can see, it has a nice little quality. You can't zoom in or out. It is there. You can send it. You can delete it. You can do whatever you want with it. The camcorder works much the same way. It is a little bit choppier than the camera is, but it's not that bad, and apparently I have taken way too many pictures on it. So I need to add my SD card to get that to work a little bit better. But then you also have the sound recorder. The sound recorder has a good quality sound. Hello, this is Roy. I'm testing the audio quality, and we'll play it back here in just 1 second. And it saves it. Oh, my sound is... This is Roy. I'm testing the audio quality, and we'll play it back here in just 1 second. So I don't know if you guys could hear that, but it did it, and it sounded great. No loss of quality there that I could hear, and it sounded awesome. So you have the image viewer. The image viewer goes through and shows all the pictures that my sons have taken, and holy cow, they took a ton. That was me remodeling our bedroom and driving, and okay. So, but then we also have the video player. The video player goes through, does those. You have a file manager, lets you go through and see the files on the phone. It's kind of nifty here. Don't expect to see something like that on the watch this small and this far as this operating system. Calculator, it brought back a ton of memories. I remember when I was much younger, I did have a calculator watch, a Casio calculator watch, and I probably enjoyed this watch for no other reason than the fact that it had the watch. As you can see, the keys are rather small. I have a big thumb here, but it's typable, not any issues hitting the keys. Just have to make sure and double check your work if you're using it for homework. So all that being said, the device is relatively awesome. I do like it. The issues I ran into and some of the cons I had were it does not support Marshmallow well. It does work with Marshmallow, however the app that you use for the notifications does not work well with the notifications service on Marshmallow, and so I found that more often than not the app was crashing and was not getting me the notifications. When I did use it on a device that was running Lollipop and another device that was running KitKat, I had no issues whatsoever. The notifications popped right up. I was able to get full messages. I was able to reply. Had no issues. It worked seamlessly and awesome. The quality of the watch, it is a very well built watch. The listings talk about the curved screen, and the screen is slightly curved. It's not as curved as you would expect from the reviews, but one thing I did notice is it's not curved on the back. For people like me that have a bony wrist, it rides on that little bone, whatever that's called, and it sits there, and it was a little bit uncomfortable for me. I had a friend of mine try it who has a slightly beefier arm than mine, and he had no issues with it. He actually said it fit very comfortably. I found it did fit comfortably as long as I left it one notch looser than what I would normally wear it at. So it was an awesome watch. Again, it is $40 from Banggood.com. I would recommend it to anyone who is looking for an entry-level starter watch. Some of the other reviews I've read said there are issues with battery life. I didn't have any issues with battery life. I was able to get a good full day in there without any problems. It's definitely worth a try if you're wanting to see if a smartwatch is right for you. It is a starter entry-level item that will allow you to upgrade to a better device down the road, but it is definitely a device I'd recommend trying if you're looking to enter into the smartwatch realm. So if this has been helpful to you, and if you guys would like to check this out, I will have a link to Banggood.com, and you guys can order that from there. If you've liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and you guys all have a wonderful day.